Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Moa coming to you again on the highway and the byway. Bringing on this gospel, this truth to edify the hopefully elect of Yahshua, Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. For 1 to 2/3 of our people of the impending judgment that's coming here on Great Babylon, America. And it's always a pleasure to let Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, that dusty fucking cracker know that the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to destroy you very soon. Before we get started, let's start these skip all going on to Yah. Hawa, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. The blowing the teachers all listen to pause of great millstone, likewise brothers putting out the truth. Faithfully fearlessly feeding the sheep, and you brothers and sisters are tuning in. Shalom. Okay, finally after my phone crashed like about 4 or 5 times and the glass is shattered a little bit. We get things going. All right. So last night was what? Was what that shit they call it? Valentine. You know, people going out there and as always, you know, you have this. This woman's spirit here in Great Babylon, America, where the man, you know, being simps and pacified pussy ass niggas and spicks, kissing these women asses, spending money they don't have, glorifying the woman when they should be doing the work of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who the word we call God of Jesus. In the meantime, the enemy, okay, who you people love so damn much, the so-called white man, Esau, the Edomite, is plotting to eradicate your dumb ass. Okay, why are you celebrating? Let's start off with our first scripture here because the scripture don't lie. And we're in those times right now where judgment is taking place. This is the book of Revelation 12:12. It reads, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." This is us, okay, the believers, the righteous, okay, the prophets, okay, those that listen, okay, listen to the words that's coming from the man that the Lord Yahweh Shai set up to bring on this gospel. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, that fucking cracker, has come down unto you having great wrath, because he know it, that he has but a short time. And yes, he has but a short time. See, we know his time is here, because when you take a look at how his Republican, his kingdom is going, everything is going wrong. Right now, they're being exposed to pedophilia, sexual acts, okay, what else? All kinds of wickedness, cannibalism, and that's just what they release, okay? But either way you look at it, okay, as the scripture said that Esau would be made bare, he would be made small amongst men. You're seeing right now, you cannot deny the fact that the wicked is ruling the earth, and they're ruling the earth in utter wickedness. And these people who you thought that was so great, polished, you know, speaking with their doggone nice tie on, and you know they had the best interest of the people. Okay, you trying to find out that basically all they are is a bunch of doggone perverts, man. Okay, and the Lord is exposing them. So this man right now, knowing that he's being exposed, you have the men of the Lord that are coming up boldly, okay, out here on the highway and the byway, and on this unicorn, okay, proclaiming this word and this truth, the prophecies that are written. This ain't our words. Okay, we're not angry black men. Yes, we are angry. Okay, and by the way, we're not black. So clearly, the educational system in Great Babylon, America is a crock of shit, since nobody know we're not black people. You're not white. Okay? And yet still, you get people doggone walking around in uttermost ignorance, like doggone a bunch of damn pirates, okay, muttering what some doggone dusty-ass caveman friggin' doggone, okay, taught them in school. And that's the reason why y'all wonder why y'all can't find a doggone job. Why y'all are unemployed right now, broke as shit. You don't know shit. You can't even tell color. All right, but I will not digress into that. Okay, but we're in that time right now where you have the righteous, okay, are in a joyous spirit, because we see in the Lord Yahweh Shai, who the word we call God of Jesus work, okay, is manifested. Hey, these people are in a panic state right now. You got these people right now, they're just driving around in their metal coffin, haven't got the slightest idea of what's coming for them next. Okay? Here's this damn devil right here in El Paso building a whole bunch of doggone detention center for you doggone retarded ass people out there. Okay, and all you can do is just screw up with your doggone car window up there with your latte in your doggone hand. Okay, and hope that things are just going to disappear. It's not going to disappear. The problems are not going to disappear. In fact, they're going to get worse. Okay, so lucky if this one really picks up, I might have to take this inside the vehicle, or maybe even indoors, or go relocate. Okay, if it keeps going. But this is what This is what we deal with when we deal with the element. Okay, so you have people right now, they don't believe. I think it was Elder Brother Manactus. I put up a video with this Latino woman from the Northern Kingdom came out and she called what we're doing a cult, and that we're trying to just use, you know, biblical verses or this cult to try to get so-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanics together. Look, we're not trying to get everybody together. Our job is plain and simple. Come out and teach the word. You don't believe it? That's your damn business. Okay? That is your damn business. But if there was evidence, if there was all this proof that was out there that y'all are looking for, okay, because Jake them up that kind of spirit, you got to prove to them. They need to see a sign. But you see now, when y'all do see the sign, y'all gonna want to say, well, you know, and you do have those Hebrew Israelites out there, those Yah Hebrew Israelites out there, and some of the other ones. They don't even include the Northern Kingdom tribes inside there, and that offends many of the Northern Kingdom tribes. So what is it that you want? Now we understand that this is coming from that fat, chubby, little ignorant bitch. Okay, that doesn't mean that all the Northern Kingdom tribe thinks of that, because we have dedicated brothers that are in this ministry that are teaching, okay, the true prophecies and the true words in this written in the scripture. So we obviously know, okay, that this is an individual that wants to keep that separatism between the tribes because it pleases the oppressor. Okay, Esau the Edomite. Okay, she wants to be kind of somewhat like, you know, basically kind of be viewed as above us. Okay, which you're not. Okay, we're all in captivity here. In fact, we'll bring up that scripture talking about the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Israel. Okay, being oppressed together. So why are you so proud? Let's go into the book of Luke 16 and starting with verse 20. Let's talk about Lazarus and the rich man. And I like to go into this because two things are this showcase. One, we are under the curses. Two, there is a set of people, okay, that are living at a high level, and there's a set of people that are living at a low level, receiving a whole lot of judgment. And then you have another set of people, or another group of people, okay, that are referred to as dogs, okay, which is these other tribes, okay, that have benefited from us being in a very low place, and also the set of the tribe that's in that high place, who basically have them as the moral minorities, as they like to call them, okay? But we're here to tell you, okay, at least I'm here, out here on the highway and the byway, to let you know that the bottom line is that nobody's going to get away. You doggone so-called Chinese, you so-called Japanese, you so-called Arabs, you so-called Africans, you so-called Indians, okay, you all are going to get caught up in Jacob's trouble and the wrath that this doggone man is going to be bringing on this earth, because the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, pursuing the Deuteronomy 30 and 7, is going to put this curses on you doggone people, man, okay? I just did a lesson the other day titled Bitter and Sweet. The bitter, sweet, we know what Hebrew is, right? The bitter is that we have to go through a lot of different judgment, but it's also sweet that our enemies are also going to go through those judgments too. And we, as a hopeful righteous, are actually going to go see that, okay, that judgment that's going to come on these people. Let's go into Luke 16, verse 20 reads, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his Salakia. Let's start off from the beginning here. It says, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day, which is talking about the elites. Okay, the elites are the elites. Okay, these are the people that nobody sees. Okay, these are the top 1%. These are the 1%ers. Okay, these are the short callers. Okay, these are the ones that start war. These are the ones that tell you the color black is those people that are biblical Hebrew Israelite. This is the one that stole our identity. Okay, this is the one that's pretending to be the children of the holy. That's them. Okay. Continuing, it says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and that would be the children of Israel. Because no matter how good Jake think he's doing here in Great Babylon, America, at the end of the day, man, we're at the bottom. Okay, so don't get proud, Jake. We are at the bottom. We've seen what happens to our so-called billionaire Jakes, okay, when they speak up. against the people that are controlling the earth. Kanye, for example, went from being a billionaire to being a millionaire. Okay, you had what's his name? Nick something. I forgot what the hell his name is. He was married to Mariah Carey. That dude. Okay, he went from having rights to all of his creation and hundreds of millions of dollars to them taking everything, all of his stuff. So that copyright and all that stuff, none of that is that only works if it goes against their agenda. Other than that, everything that he created, he didn't own it. He didn't own it. And they taught his ass a lesson, and then to humiliate him more, they turned around and made him write a 10-page apology letter. So this dude bowed down, okay, to basically turn around and say, I am not a Hebrew Israelite like you people are, okay? See, they won't try that. They won't try that shit with the man of the Lord. They won't try that shit because they already know how this is gonna play out, okay? It says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, okay, which is what? Hey, give me a job, man. Give me a break. Man, let me just, let me go to your college, let me go to your school, let me get that education, and then let me serve you. Let me get out of the ghetto, let me get out of the barrio, let me just have some good food to eat too, That's all Jake wanted. So this is the spirit is on the Lord of Jake right now today, and they still in that spirit of desiring the crumbs. You're still in that spirit of desiring the crumbs. Why the fuck are you in the spirit of desiring the crumbs when we are going to get the kingdom? You gotta have that king mentality, man. Okay? Stop having that doggone peasant, poor man mentality. That's what these doggone faggot sitting in Washington wants you to think. They want you to be a friggin' peasant-minded doggone nigga and spick. Okay? That's why they're so scared right now. You have man like us who stand up boldly. And yeah, if you look in the middle of this, it has a crown on it. But that tells you exactly my mentality. It's a king. And what's on the side there? There's lions. It tells you stand up bold as a doggone lion. Despite the fact that these fools drive by in a metal coffin and think this is some doggone weekly Halloween show for them. Not understanding. Okay? Death is right around the corner. But they're weak. And we don't expect anything different from the doggone two-thirds and the people that have their mind set into this place. Their heart is in this place. Okay, the treasure is here in Great Babylon, America. And it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sword. Who are the dogs? The dogs of these other tribes. The dogs of these doggone gooks that came and set up shop. Okay? Them sand monkey called Arabs set up doggone shop at the gas station in your doggone neighborhood. Okay? Them Hamites, them dirty friggin' doggone piss drinking, doggone shit eating. Okay? Really, really dark skinned. Okay, smelly shit. They're the ones they setting up shit. Okay? And if you were talking about doggone hatred, okay, an opportunity based on skin color, then how the hell it is that you have Indians, so-called Indians, or Elamites, darker than my doggone ass, I mean dark like Bessie Snipe, getting into IT, getting into jobs, high-level paying jobs. Okay, these Hamites, getting into high-paying jobs. So it's not about a doggone skin color in reality. What it is about a tribe thing. These sort of, they identify who we are. This is the reason why African Americans, so-called African Americans, Caribbean Americans, okay, Latinos and Hispanic don't get the opportunity compared to, like, say, a so-called African or so-called Middle Eastern or so-called Indian. Because it ain't about no damn skin color. It's about your tribe, your heritage. And they know exactly who we are, which is exactly the reason why they set up everything the way it is, so that it's a snare to catch us. You get Jake's wasting a whole lot of time going into college, in debt, to go get a mediocre job that they didn't need to go to no classroom for and get themselves an $80,000, $100,000 debt with. And I brought a lesson many times, where Jakes who have gone for these Ivy League school, the Harvards, the Stanford, okay, graduating of these elite school, and their opportunity for a job is the same as a doggone retarded, stupid, entitled Edomite who graduated from a doggone bumfuck community college that nobody's ever heard of. Imagine that, okay? So that shows you right there that we were never meant to prosper in this doggone place. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai did give certain jakes, okay, the ability to, you know, make it big and all that stuff. And that's their compensation on this side. In the kingdom, they're going to be nothing. They'll be immortals too, but in the kingdom, there'll be nothing. The Yahweh Shai is not going to give them responsibility. That's why he said, that's why he chose the lowly. Okay, the people that don't, the people will look and mock at, they wouldn't really consider you. They'll look at you as just like, who the hell is this doggone guy? Okay? And who's the most despised man or man on this earth? Well, you looking at one right now. I'm despised, man. As a so-called Negro in Great Babylon, America, I am despised. It doesn't matter what I accomplish, how smart I am, whatever the case is like that. People like me, okay, is despised. Okay, and I just use myself as an example, okay, because, you know, this is how it is, all right? It says, so they've made it. You've seen it. I've seen it, okay? They get access to supply chain. They get access to loans. All those things. But keep in mind, as we're going to move further into this lesson, okay, the Lord himself has set up a snare for all of these other tribes. He set up a snare for all these other tribes, and in particular for Esau. And when Esau falls, the rest of these tribes are going to fall. You know who's not going to fall? Okay, the righteous is not going to fall. See, we're not going to fall, Esau. We don't need you. You can bring out your MOTB. That's the Lord's judgment. Okay, but the Mashiach already told us, okay, because we have kept his testament, his patience, he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation. We don't need you, man. Okay, now, and see, that's a bad sound. That's a bad sound in Esau's head, because the last thing he wants to hear, okay, is the awakening of millions upon millions of so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos who will look and say, "We don't need you. You are nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't provide nothing. You can't protect. You can't even protect yourself from the judgment that's coming from the Lord Yahweh Shai. So we don't need you. We will not bow the knees to you. We will not bow the knees to you. And that's just all there is to it. All right? And it says, and it came to pass that the beggar died, Lazarus, and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, all right, this is the transition phase right here. We're going to see there's a transition phase that's going to take place. Okay? And we're going to see just how pitiful this man is. Now, we've tried many times in captivity, and we've been in captivity many times, and this time we are in captivity. Except that this time, with the righteous cry to the Lord, Yahweh Shai, against the unjust from the wicked. Okay? But the 2/3 of our people, they're crying to the doggone wicked for relief. We're crying to the Lord, Yahweh Shai, for relief, because we understand the judgment coming from the Lord. Okay? The judgment coming from the Lord. It doesn't come from man. Alright? So we crying to the Lord, Yahweh Shai. You niggas and spicks, y'all crying to doggone the white man who's about to get his ass handed to him. He's about to get judged. Okay? Showing that you are lost in the source. Okay? And the Lord is not going to redeem you. Alright? So it says, okay, in the past we used to cry to the Lord Yahweh Shai for mercy all the time. But this time around now, okay, and this time in this captivity, for some reason, see, Esau changed the way how Jake would cry to the Lord Yahweh Shai by bringing up, you know, civil rights movement. Why don't y'all cry to me? Esau, the white man. I will show you. I will give you rest. I will show mercy to you. I can provide for you. I'll stop killing you. I'll stop hanging you. All right? I'll stop raping your children. I'll stop raping your women. He hasn't stopped. Well, we find out right now, doggone a lot of the doggone Jason that are missing, okay, happens to be on the so-called Epstein Island, where they drinking blood, where they having women giving birth on the table, and then doing what? They're giving the women giving birth on the table, and then they eat the kid that comes out. They eat the baby fetus that comes out. These are some sick sick individuals. They're very sick, okay? These are some very sick individuals. How the hell you can look at individuals with that kind of temperament, with that kind of way, the way they rule, and you're going to bow down to them? Why are you bowing down? Why are you bowing down to these sick, demonic, evil, wicked-ass people? Okay? Now let's see how this pussy-ass doggone cracker actually doggone cry. Let's go read it. And in hell he raises, in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seed Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And then now listen to the nerve of this doggone motherfucker, man. Listen to the nerve of this dude. Okay? It says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I'm tormented in this flame. So we are going to be dishing, some really harsh treatment to this man. You think about it. Esau is a natural faggot. The so-called white man is a natural faggot, so he's going to have a hard time not being a faggot. Okay? And what is faggotry, sodomy punishable by? Death. Okay? He's a thief. He's an adulterer. He's a fornicator. He's a blasphemer. He's a murderer. When it says Yahweh's son, Yahweh is going to rule with a rod of iron, okay? He's going to have us out there ruling these nations with a rod of iron. There ain't going to be no negotiation. You will not have no civil rights in the kingdom of heaven. You either do what you're told, which is the commandments and the laws, or you get put down in the spirit world and be resurrected back again. Either way, the first 1,000 years, all of you nations are going to be in slavery. But you doggone Edomites are going to get it the worst. More than anybody. You are going to get it worse than anybody. Okay? We will not give you a day's rest. The only rest that you are going to get is when it's a Sabbath and the holy days. And you will bow your knee down. Any resistant is punishable by death. There ain't gonna be no civil rights march in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? There can be none of that folly of BS that you people see here right now. And so y'all better absorb that right now. The Lord is not going to be coming back to set up a heavenly kingdom to negotiate with Esau. Oh, well, I understand. Okay, well, we're going too harsh on you. So you can see right here, okay, it says, he won mercy from us. So here's the same man, okay? And if I pan this camera around right now, it'll show you, okay, the sick shit that this doggone cracker did to us. Butt breaking, beatings, hanging, raping, alligator bait, you name it. All the sick stuff that they try to shadow ban on YouTube. And let me put it to you this way, YouTube. We're not on this for popularity. Reality is that we make YouTube run. Okay? And y'all know it. All you businesses are going to suffer. Because once the Lord seal the elect and that persecution starts, the most of the people that are watching YouTube are watching it for nonsense. Like a dog licking someone's face. 10 million views. But you bring out a warning from the scriptures about the judgment that's coming, and because it's not told in the way the world fashioned it to be, very politically correct, everybody's going to be saved according to John 3:16, okay? Then we get like friggin' doggone 10 views, 50 views, if that, a couple hundred views, a couple thousand views, videos banned, shadow banned, okay? Doesn't matter. The work is done. And it's recorded. So we're not here for popularity. When that time comes, okay, y'all gonna know who we were, who we were, or who we are. The Lord is gonna make sure y'all know who we are. It says, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and Lazarus likewise. And likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he's comforted and thou art tormented. So what kind of evil things did we get? Like I said, I can pan this camera around right now and show you this poster that I created that shows you all the evil things we got. You know, Jake's being hanged. And you'll get people that walk up and they'll see this and they just think, oh, yeah, that's just history. That's a long time ago. Really? Then why in the hell is he building internment camps right now for our monkey ass? Huh? Right down the street down there in Gateway. Right down the street down there in Gateway. Down there. They bought warehouses that they're going to use, okay, to put you Hispanic and Latinos in. But you all want to hear sweet things, okay? You think it's a coincidence that the Lord Yahweh Shai set up a dark-skinned man on the east side of El Paso, and then he set up 3 other brothers down there out on the west side of El Paso who go downtown, okay, preaching and teaching the exact same thing, dark-skinned brothers. Because you already know you doggone Latinos and the Hispanics out here, you're proud of your light skin. You're proud of your near association with the so-called white man. And so you will not listen. That's why you will not stop up here to inquire. That is why you are not concerning yourself. You think you're safe. You think you know the answer. Okay? And that's why the Lord Yahweh Shai call you all sawdish, man. Okay? And I'm just using y'all as an example because I am out here. You have an opportunity to hear this, but do y'all inquire? Y'all don't care. It's going good for y'all. Y'all are in a homogenous city. 90, what is it? I think it's like 95% Hispanic or Latinos. Out here, if you can't speak Spanish, pretty much you're invisible. Let's just put it that way. You can't get a job out here if you don't speak Spanish. When I say a job, I mean a job that pays above $10 an hour or $20 or $30 an hour. You can't get a professional job out here if you can't speak Spanish. It's just the way it is. All right. So that makes them very proud. Let's go into second address. Because again, like I said, this judgment, the Lord is going to bring this judgment on all you doggone people, okay? And it's going to be a good thing, and we're going to laugh our ass off. I know I'm going to laugh my ass off. I love to see judgment on these so-called other tribes. That's why I love to put videos up with these Edomites crying. We're going to have civil. Yes, you are going to have civil war, okay? You're going to have civil war, and we're going to have a front row seat to watch you slaughter each other, okay? But let's bring that out. In fact, let's go and let's start off with. This is 2nd Esdras 15, starting with verse 10. It reads, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Our people are lost. Yahushua didn't call us out of the world. I would still be lost. These brothers would still be lost. Okay? So he chose us. We didn't choose him. We were busy, and I'm speaking for myself. I was busy trying to please the so-called white man. I was busy in the world trying to please Esau. Mr. White Man, give me a break. Could you hook a nigga up? I mean, that was the mentality out there, man. And you did whatever it took for that, okay? You know, you went to college, you got your skill set, and you go down with what they call that thing there, networking, so to speak. You know, we did it, okay? You believe in the Black History Month thing and all that stuff, but look at the accomplishment. And who do they use? Obama, Jesse Jackson. Well, they use Obama, Frederick Douglass, who's not a freaking Devon Jake. Okay, he's an Edomite. All right? Lenny Kravitz is an Edomite. So they use those people to get you thinking as a couple. Man, we ain't looking to be no damn book writer, no damn freaking president, and no damn sissy kingdom. Our heritage is the universe. The hell? I'm a damn president. And then they use a damn Hamite sodomite to try to friggin' don't want to tell Jake this. You went from slave to president. No, we didn't. We didn't go any damn where. We're still doggone slave. We're still oppressed. Okay? It says, So our people are led with a lot of false doctrine. You've got doggone IUIC right now, okay? That is clearly they've been bought. And the Lord set them up because he has them set up for take them to the undesirables to follow them, okay? To follow them, so they can be condemned. But you've got some of these other Hebrew Israelite camps out there, okay, that clearly, okay, are not shepherds to the people. They're not shepherds to the people. A shepherd would not lead his sheep to the wolves. Why would you do that? So clearly these men are not shepherds. Okay, and I have no respect for any of them. None. I have no respect for any of them. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So, again, right there, how much more clear do you need it to be that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to destroy Egypt as he did before, and he's going to jack this doggone place up. Okay, this place is going to spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So yeah, okay, you see all the cars going by, right? So I'm a staple out here. People see me all the time. I'm the, how do you want to say? I'm the guy that dressed up in the red kingly cape with the head wrap, with the sign, okay. And it's become like an amusement staple. So right now, people are kind of like, I don't want to say it. They become really numb to it now. At first, it was shocking to them to see it, but now it's not shocking to them. It's actually part of the Sunday show out here in El Paso. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it should be smitten, and the plague and punishment that power shall bring upon it. Okay, so foundation is the things that you build it on. This place is built on rape, murder, stealing. Okay, that's broken. That ain't working no more. Other nations are now armed to the teeth. They're not bowing down to this place. They're saying, how have you become as weak as we? Okay, they're ready to fight. They're like, hey man, whatever, dude, bring it on. All right. Now we know that's not going to happen until the MOTB takes place, which we know when that takes place. Okay, they have to break the system down. The system of America has to be broken down because the petrodollar, which is the US dollar, okay, is the currency of the earth. So once you break down the economic system of America, the other system across this earth will collapse. Okay? When they collapse, chaos breaks out all across this earth. That will go on for a period of time. And then they will say, you know what? Let's bring on a solution here. Okay? A global welfare system, a global commune system. Doesn't matter what your title is, doesn't matter who you were, whatever. Everybody deserves to eat. Everybody deserves to have a roof over their head. All you have to do is get the mark in your hand, meaning the RFID microchip implant. And Lord willing, we're going to live to see that. And that is going to be a sight to see. We saw how they did it with COVID. It was something that we had never experienced before. Now put that on a level of where you have burned down houses. Houses all burned down. Dead bodies on the streets. Chaos everywhere. Most of the cities are all ruined because people are just going crazy. Okay? People are going to be scared and frightened. So they're going to say, yeah, sure. Why not? Even though there's a consequence that comes with it, especially later on with that grievous sword that's going to take place of these people, take hold of these people. And in the case of us, Hebrew Israelites, you will die in the lake of fire. You will die in the lake of fire. Again, you know, and it goes in about the angels warning people about not taking that mark. Okay, I know who those angels is going to be. It's going to be the men of the Lord. That's telling everyone, if you take this, you will die a horrible death in the lake of fire. Okay, But the plague that's going to be smitten is a broken down economy. People fighting against each other. Okay? People are not, things ain't going like how it always normally go. Okay? People are going to be perplexed. Okay? Perplexed. Things are going on. You know something? Let me give it to you this way. I got some real proud ass neighbors. Okay? And at first I thought they had money and shit, because they get Uber Eats and the works and stuff. You can tell the wife she got a booty enhanced, all that stuff. And they're kind of like an asshole. I did throw curses on them. Last year they had a limousine pull up for what's this thing called? What was that yesterday? Valentine. Oh, they had a stretch limousine pulled up. They all went out. This year, that was not the case. Her Porsche has been parked in her garage in pieces for the last for the last like 2 months. And their whole behavior seemed to be a little bit off. So that's telling me that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is probably humbling them. So to Yahweh Shema Shai for those curses manifesting on them. They're wicked as hell, man. Wicked as hell. All my neighbors are wicked. You know, wicked as hell. But I just noticed that last night. You know, we were looking at that and going, wow, no stretch limousine this year. No stretch limousine this year. Okay? But you see now, reality starting to take place. It said, they that till the ground shall mourn, for the sea shall fall through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful consolation. Why? The reason why they're going to have that fearful consolation is that's why you have people going and talking about the fact that they're working 2, 3, 4 jobs and can't make ends meet. Well, welcome to what my world used to be. I did it. I didn't have time to go party and all that stuff. I didn't have time to enjoy Great Babylon America. Or jump from one relationship to the other. I constantly was working my ass off. 18-hour, 20-hour days. Month after month, year after year. For nothing. Alright? So I understand what you're feeling. And that happened to me during the time when this place was actually intact. And you had a so-called good economy. Who's a good economy for? Okay? I understand what you experience, but so shut the fuck up. I did it. See, people want to do your basic 40 hours a week and have enough time to go do your bullshit. The women want to do 40 hours a week and they're going to spread your legs together or whatever. No. So you're going to work just to freaking roof over your head. And you're going to notice a spirit that's going to be taking place here in Great Babylon, America. That spirit of me, myself, and I. That spirit of, nah, I can't help you. I'm not going to help you. If I give you what I have, then what am I going to have? And this is going to be the spirit here in Great Babylon, America, because people are going to be incredibly selfish. Okay? They're going to be incredibly selfish. People are not going to be working together. That harmony and that we are good friends and friend BFF and all that stuff, that is going to go out of the window. And what you are going to have is a very aggressive society as everybody pillage each other, okay, for subsistence and just whatever it takes, okay, to make it. So let's go. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people to stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So the modern day sword is the gun, the knife, whatever. Why are they going to be fighting against each other? If you're in the world and you have a worldly mentality and you also have your treasure here, I brought out a lesson where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So if your treasure is in this world, you know, your rank, your stature, whatever the case is like that, who likes you, who don't like you, who accepts you, who don't accept you, you know, who sees you and view you as something, okay? If that is what the case is going to be, it's going to be very difficult for you people to readapt yourself. Now, you have people who are readapting themselves. They realize, they call themselves preppers or doomsday preppers. They realize at some point in time, society is going to get to the point to where living in your house where you have neighbors next door to you, across the street from you, in the back of you, front of you, whatever the case is like that, okay, it's not going to be safe. They can remember seeing you going inside your house with groceries or boxes of food or storage or whatever. You might have had a conversation, you were talking about, you know, storing extra food or water, medicine, whatever the case is like that. And they're going to remember that when the time of desperation comes. And people are going to come very subtle. They're going to come meek. They're going to come and they're going to test you out, test your spirit out, see if you're ready to shoot, kill them, see if you're capable of defending what you have put away. Okay? So you're going to have people standing up against each other because they're not going to have food. They're not going to have food. People are not going to have food. People are not going. This place is divided into 10 different sections. Texas is section 6. When you go into FEMA has the United States divided into 10 different zones. Zone 6 is the devil's number. Is Texas is in zone 6. Think about that. For those of you in Texas, which includes me, okay? For those of us in Texas, I should say. So, people are going to rise up against each other with the guns, whatever it takes. And at first, everybody's going to try to help each other out. They're going to try to like, oh, okay, I can spare some bread, I can spare some flour, I can spare this and that. But once it starts to become habituous, clearly that you don't have anything, clearly that you are going to be a liability, constantly coming over to them for help, you can decide to get a little cold. And that's where you can see that can you get away from me? Spirit comes. And that's going to offend people because a lot of people, they deem everybody their friend and smile in their face. And especially if you were really friends to begin with. Okay? Keep in mind what the Yahweh said. He said, think not I come to bring peace on the earth, but a sword. And he have a household going against each other. A man's house, a man's foe would be his own household. Okay? There's going to be that time of desperation. So a lot of you people think that, oh, you know, you're going to... No, you got the people that are aware that there's going to be a time of some chaos, and so they're prepping up to get out of this, which the Lord is going to just have them prep up so to feed his chosen people that he's going to bring through Jacob's trouble. Okay? That's why he told us to be like pilgrims. Okay? Are any of us going to sit around in our house when the house next door is burning down, when all the houses are getting burned down and looted? Absolutely not. You can get the hell out of there, man. Okay? You can get the hell out of there. The Lord is going to put the spirit in us to see the trouble coming. And we're not going to be like in a highway with clogged up with cars trying to get out of a place. You can ditch this place, because once that MOTB comes out like that, that's the end of us being in this society. We will no longer be able to be in this society. Once that MOTB, the mark of the beast, is implemented, that would be the end of us residing here in Great Babylon, America, amongst these people. We will not be able to do it because we can't pay rent. Because you would need the mark of the beast to pay rent, to drive a car, driver's license, go to a movie, whatever the case is like that. Whatever is left of society, okay, after the grid collapse, after the economic collapse, whatever is left, we are not going to be a part of it. And that's a mindset that you have to be in. It says, for there should be sedition amongst men, and railing one another, they should love God, their kings or princes, and the cause of their actions should stand in their power. So nobody's you're right here and talk right now that this is a tyrannical government that the people need to stand up. Well, that's what you Edomites, you need to stand up. You're trying to save the end of your kingdom. This ain't the end of our kingdom. We haven't even started yet. So this is why we look in the camera and we look at our lesson, we tell you, Jakes, this is not your fight, this is not your rest, this is not your kingdom. Don't get yourself involved in the bullshit out there, man. Don't let these doggone tacky, doggone retarded ass, doggone crackers come to you. They broke as fuck. They ain't got the part to piss in. A year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, they wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire. But now all of a sudden now they want to unite and get together and let's go fight the oppressive government. Fuck that shit. Okay? Y'all about Shimon Shah is going to provide for us. That ain't our fight. Let them go out there and go march. Let them go out there and go throw Molotov cocktail. Let them go shoot bazookas or RPGs. Let them go do whatever the hell they want to go do out there. The Lord talked about a great slaughter in the streets of Great Babylon, America. And that's exactly what's going to take place right here. Okay? All we have to do is look and go, yep, just on time. Just in time. The Lord is doing exactly what he said he's going to do. We already see it taking place right now. So how much more so then? What are you going to get involved in it for? What's going to come out of it? Edomites that want you to join them, okay? Because at least sure as hell don't want you to. They don't want you in their society. The people who are doing okay in society don't want you. Let me give you an example, Jacob, how this is. When was the last time an upstanding, well-off, got connection or owned businesses or a corporation or a high-level executive came and shook your hands and want to invite you to their house and talk and all this other stuff like that and want to be your best friend? Yeah, exactly, I'm waiting. No, it's always a doggone retarded, dope-smoking, useless, stupid Edomite that think y'all have something in common. Oh, yeah, man, I was in jail. Well, I wasn't. Oh, man, we're all in the same boat. No, we're not. Okay? Only the most useless. The same thing with their women. Only their worst, ugly, fat, retarded, okay, women that come after Jake, man. They're always fat, they're uneducated, they get divorced, they got a couple kids, they spread their legs and they're like poodles. They'll fuck anything, man. Okay? Useless. Don't bring no benefit to the doggone table at all. And worst case scenario, if you get involved with one of them doggone cracker women, one of them Edomite women, them Shedamite, not only are they like, they have all the attitude and all the wickedness of a nigga bitch, but then they have all the privilege and all of the shit of a doggone Edomite. That is a horrible combination. Trust me on that. I lived it. I know what that's all about. Okay? So you better watch it with these doggone Edomites and stuff like that coming you all slick and stuff like that. Fuck them. Okay? It says, a man should desire to go into a city, you should not be able. Why are you not going to go into it? It's going to be cordoned off. You're going to have a section of the city that's good. Okay, what does it say? These 15-minute cities, you're not going to be able to go in there. Not unless you have the MOTV. Okay. Cities that are going to be burnt down. Cities that might be a strategic point or locality for the military. Keep in mind, Great Babylon, America is going to be invaded. All right? But because of the pride, the city should be troubled. The houses should be destroyed, and men should be afraid. Men, okay? Using that word loosely, because the only men that I know are the men of the Lord. Everybody else is a doggone passive aggressive doggone pussy, man. Seriously, man. Okay, so the only men that I know of are the men of the Lord. Everybody else, these are not men. You call it, come on, man. I pan this camera around, you look at the pathetic crap that I'm looking at. That's standing around here, gawking and shit like that. Man, these are no damn men. Okay, we're men. We're gods. All right. But anyways, the Lord used that to show that it's going to be that bad to the fact that men are going to be scared to come out their house. So you're going to have an entire family starving because a doggone big fat fuck, couch potato, doggone taco eating, fucking doggone pork chop eating, doggone nigga and spit can't get the hell up off the doggone couch. They ain't never had to. Then a lot of them are going to get up and go out there and die anyways because you're going to have that doggone, they're going to have that fat doggone, they're going to have that fat nappy-haired woman that's going to be like, you ain't no man. Shanae and whatever the hell the damn little nappy-haired kids name eating. You can have people going out there risking their lives to go grab food for a doggone dog. That's how stupid our people are, man. That's how stupid they are. Nah, man, there's going to be enough dead bodies. These dogs are going to have more than enough to eat. Your dog is going to have more than enough to eat out there, Jake, because there's going to be so many dead bodies rotting out here. Keep in mind, So there's going to be more than enough food to eat. These birds are going to fill themselves up, gorge themselves up, these raptors, okay, on the decay meat of you people. It says, the man should have no food in his neighborhood, should destroy the house of the soil and spoil it because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So forget about your damn neighbor. I look at all my neighbors as enemy. I look and go, you know what? They're gonna try to spoil my house if I'm not part of the elect. Oh, they're definitely gonna spoil it when I do run from my house to go as a pilgrim. But I look at these neighbors and around the neck of the woods where I live, nobody talks to anybody. Everybody's stuck up as hell. Okay, they're stuck up. That's good. Now it's not going good. I think one of my neighbors though, I think they see me out here though, because I'll hear their car will drive by. And they'll blow their horn. I think they know what I do. But I've never talked to them. So they don't know my slave name. They don't know anything about me, period. I've never talked to them. I think I've been about twice. And we've been neighbors for like 2 years. Okay? It says, so there it is right there. Okay, so the second address goes into that heavy of that great tribulation. Okay, that's going to punish the people. Okay, and that's part of that great rod. That great rod that the devil is going to be bringing is really the Lord Yahweh Shemashah bringing on this earth. Because keep in mind, our people are proud. Okay. Actually, let's go into this. Let's see what the Lord said about our people. This is Jeremiah Salakia. Okay, this is Jeremiah 4, Psalm 21. It reads, "How long shall I see the standard and hear the trumpet? For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sort of children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." Okay? Here you have the prophets out here telling you, man. Okay? You have brothers that go in and see, look, the problem with you doggone, a lot of you doggone Hebrew Israelites out there. Okay? Well, our people, I should say, you're very selective. You'll watch the same 10, and there's nothing wrong with watching the elders and everybody else. But there are other brothers out there that are laboring, putting out very good edifying videos out there. Okay? That get maybe less than 5 views. Okay? Less than 5 views, no thumbs up, nothing like that. People are too lazy to even give a thumbs up. Here we are, all supposed to be united as brothers and sisters in this truth. And people are too lazy to even give a thumbs up to a brother that puts out a video that put up a 30-minute video or an hour video or did a camp or whatever the case is like that, to even encourage. Proving that if the Lord Yahweh Shemashah doesn't save us or is not with us, we will all perish, man. Because at the end of the day, we are slightly above niggas in some cases with the attitude. Edifying videos a lot of brothers are putting out edifying videos. Not necessarily, they may not be popular like certain brothers are. Okay, but you can learn from those brothers, man. They might have a news piece that you might not see. We know that the scriptures are very repetitive, with a few word changes here and there. Okay, and while it's brought out in the right way, there's a few extra things. So brother might throw a video to it, they might throw a picture to it, they might utilize a personal experience to bring it out. And this is the reason why a lot of brothers don't actually bring out any personal experience or share other knowledge and stuff that they know, because why? If it doesn't come from certain brothers who are very popular, nobody listens to you. Nobody cares. Nobody listens to it. It doesn't come from this particular, okay? And that's because you have a lot of respect for a doggone person, and you miss out. You miss out. You miss out. Okay? I just say that. And I'm talking to the jakes that are watching this for entertainment. Okay? Not the ones that are watching for edification. Because they already know. Because the ones who watch for edification, they already know. But jakes that watch for entertainment. You know. I could visualize a picture with a freaking Oregon Edomite coming up here holding a knife to my throat. And I can guarantee you. Or I could have the guy who you see in the background that he comes in and he will sign. I could have him and go, hey, you know what? Why don't you pretend like you're choking me? Take that picture as my thumbnail like that, and I bet you I would get a couple thousand views. See? That's sortish. Retardation, man. You're not about understanding who you are. You're not about understanding who the Lord Yahweh Shah is. You're not about understanding conversation. You want to be doggone entertained. And that's how people mentality. Entertain me. But you're not entertaining me, screw you, I'm gonna unsubscribe. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead. Because you're sortish. Okay? The elder apostles, the elder brothers in them, they should have millions of subscribers right now. They should have millions. But the Lord don't want it like that. That's why it says only a remnant, a small amount, will return. I am never bored of being edified. I've never bored of being edified. Why would you be bored of being edified? I'm going to be closing this out real quick. So, huh? Yeah. I come out here every Sunday when I'm in town and preach, but everybody's comfortable in their life, driving in their metal faucet. They're not understanding what's going on. Well, they're looking for 3-piece suit. They're looking for 3-piece suit, and they're looking for a 3-piece suit in a pulpit. If I set up a table out here, if I was to set up a table out here with goods, water, some cookies and stuff, and go come hear the gospel, that's where I was stand up and clap but they don't understand what's taking place on this earth. Oh, yeah, no, Pastor, you know that they're building internment camps. They're building internment camps, detention centers to take you in. Rob you off the street, take you in. Okay, people are not understanding what's taking place right now with these detention centers. Okay, this is all biblical. These are the rules of the earth right here. These are people who are calling the shots. Okay, these Amalekites. Okay, these are the people who run in the state of Israel. Notice it's not the kingdom of Israel; it's the state of Israel.
You know, bro, I did 38 years, man. What I see in the news about when they're putting these immigrants in, it's the same nonsense as the penitentiary, man.
But state-wise and that, because it's financed like that, the penitentiary, in this one here, he's not doing it to say, okay, they're going to be deported. Because if you're going to deport somebody, you get them, you're illegal, you get on the plane and get out of here. So why is it right down there in Gateway? Right down there, you know you saw it in the news, right? Yeah, they bought it out. They bought out those huge warehouses. I mean, these things are massive. And they actually turned it into a detention center. And the detention center is not like a state prison where they give you 3 meals a day, you get a rec yard and all that stuff that's going on. No. Because you think about it. If you're calling people enemies, are you going to provide 3 meals for them and give a crap for their health and all that stuff?
I said, love your enemies.
Okay, that's what he said, right? But do you see any love going on?
Not in the penitentiary.
Not in the penitentiary. You see any love going on in society?
I see families, I have to believe there's some element of love in them. I mean, they're subject to the evils of this world like everybody else, but I think God enables them, you know, if they're sincere, basically kids good, stuff like that.
Okay. So you say you did almost 4 decades in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Out here in Texas?
In Texas, bro, largest prison system in the world. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
I thought, there must be something in the water, man. But you know what it is, bro? It's all African Americans and Hispanics.
Exactly.
And
Say that again.
Bro,
Who fills up the penitentiary out here?
not only that, the white man. Oh,
Okay.
Texas is racist, bro.
Oh, it's racist, isn't it?
It's the most racist state in the country, I believe.
So, but you and them, all African Americans, or so-called black men, and Latinos and Hispanic men.
Anyone that's not white. Check this out, bro. This is a fact, and it's been well documented. If a white man, a Mexican, an African American, and an Oriental get charged for the same crime committed in Texas, the white man only does a third of the time. The racists, the minorities, do 2/3 minimum, but they might just leave you in there and give you a flat sentence, man.
And you know that's scripture?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, you know that is scripture. Actually,
Poor always get shitted on, bro.
exactly. Okay, this is the book of Zechariah 11:5. It talks about that. It says, "Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not." You have a lot of people. Now, what are you Latino?
I'm a half-breed, bro. I'm half Irish and half Mexican.
Okay, on the father's side, what's your father?
My father's Mexican.
Your father's Mexican, so your father would be, so you would be from the tribe of Issachar. You're actually one of these people here, believe it or not. So when you look here, you're actually one of these people here. You're actually the chosen people of the Lord. Okay? And what you went through was basically a judgment of something that you did previously in your life, where the Lord. No, I mean you do. We all put ourselves in situations. We all put ourselves in things because we commit sin, and then the Lord require repayment of that. In the case of that, these are stab marks and stuff, right? Focus, yeah. But see, you went inside there. The Lord put you inside there. He brought you back out, and now you
know what? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I accepted Christ in there, bro.
So you repented, okay? You repented, you tried to repent inside there. But this is the bondage thing that has been going on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for a long time. Okay? Did you know that they used to actually bait Mexicans when they come across the border in gasoline?
Yeah.
Oh, you know about that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep, you know about that. Okay. What do you think about this here? Did you know that this was going on in the 60s?
Oh yeah, those riots. But you know what?
I'll know about this one.
That went on in Minnesota this past couple of months. I would get very angry, bro. I would have to ask God to help me, man, when I would see what they do to people, kids. Nah, man. And they want to say that all those immigrants are criminals. That's not true, man.
Oh, the biggest criminals are these people.
Oh yeah, by far.
Okay. You know about the Epstein files that's going on right now with Epstein? Yeah. Okay. So you have a sitting president, okay, that's having intercourse with the little girls as young as going on 2 years old. Grown-ass men that are having sex with the girls as young as infants. Did you know that they're having women that are giving birth, and when they give birth to the fetus on the table, they will eat it? They eat it. This is what was going on. You have some sick people that are ruling over us. Okay? Because you know why?
In the early 60s, when this was going on, the state penitentiary in Texas, women inmates, they would make them where they couldn't have babies, bro.
Yeah. Because that's part of the Georgia Guidestone where they're trying to eliminate a certain set of people.
Yeah, they're committing genocide, bro.
Yeah.
That's their plan.
And that
white, they want you out.
They want you out.
You know what? America brought it on himself, bro.
That's the judgment in this place right here. That's why I say
the scriptures, every time God has anger towards a nation, he gives them a corrupt leader. And that's what Donald Trump is.
Oh, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that again?
And every time God has issues and he's angry at a nation, and if they don't repent and get it right, his judgment is an evil ruler.
Let me bring that out for you. Man, that's great. This place is known as spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay? Okay? And let me read that here for you. This is exactly what's taking place right now. And that man is in power right now. This is the book of Isaiah 19. And it reads, Okay, I'm going to start from verse 1. It says, the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord, Yahweh shall ride upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, okay, the Babylonians, the American people, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You have a division here. You have the red state, the blue state. You have the Democrats, Republicans, okay, same as in ancient Rome.
I'm not allowed to vote.
You know, and you know what? There's no benefit if you vote. I've never voted in my
think
life.
so.
I'm allowed to vote. I will never vote for any of these doggone demons that you see here. Okay? So this is your government right now. Okay? It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols and their charmers and to the familiar spirits of the visit. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashai. This is why you have a lot of unemployment. If you look on TikTok and YouTube, all people are doing a crime. I don't have a job. I don't have a job. Well, wait a minute. Why don't you have a job in the richest country? You go down to San Diego right now, or you go in the Bay Area of California, and even Dallas and these other big cities here. All you see is homelessness on a scale you cannot even begin to comprehend. El Paso is very clean. I just came from California about 2 weeks ago. And I used to live in California, down in San Diego and up in
My
the
son
Bay Area.
just came from, he was in Chino Penitentiary.
Jump in Chino. Okay, so you see the homelessness out here. You see that the cruel Lord. What is he focusing on? He's focusing on robbing up so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos and Hispanic. They're putting a title or a label on them, calling them illegal. Well, who the hell? Who came here illegally? Really, the Europeans, right?
You know, the Europeans weren't the first to come to America. It was the Native Americans.
The Native Americans were here.
Yeah, 50,000 years ago they immigrated here.
Well, they weren't 50,000. I mean, they
Well,
brought out a number like that, but they were here before.
Can I ask you about a scripture, bro?
Which one?
Okay, it's in the book of Revelations. I don't know exactly what chapter and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's talking about the end of times, and it's talking about the beast and the leadership.
Okay.
And one of them gets slayed in the head, and he's dead.
Okay, so
And they leave him there 3 days, and then he gets up again.
okay, so actually the interpretation
And
is
so it
that.
says something about his hair. And I thought, when I first saw Donald Trump, when they shot that bullet at him, I said, man,
He's Caesar Nero. Donald Trump is Caesar Nero. He's an ancient Roman. What they're talking about, when they're talking about that, they're talking about the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay, so that's a revival of the Roman Empire.
prophecy has already come to pass.
That's already come. That's already. It's not finished yet. It's about to come, but it's a revival of the Roman Empire. So the Roman Empire is what Great Babylon America is today, right now. Okay, so when they come back, okay, they're gonna rule for a short time. And what you're talking about here is let's go to Revelation 13, and this is. Let's start off with verse 14. It says, okay, let's go up to verse 13. It goes, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven and on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he hath power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had his wound by a sword and did live. So this is the one you're talking about, where everyone thinks is a man. In reality, it's actually really an empire.
Right.
Okay, that actually. So you had the collapse of the Roman Empire, because they were spreading their military real thin. You know, there was a lot of like infighting and all that stuff. The same thing you see going on right now. America spread their military thin. I served in the military, so I was in the army.
Hey, I appreciate your service to me.
I already done with that. I only went in there for the money. Give a fuck about this. But I did the deployment, all that stuff. But they spread the military real thin. So what you have right now, okay, is the revival of the Roman Empire. Same power, okay. They give you this guy to worship. Caesar Borgia, he called Jesus Christ. In reality, the book of Revelation 1 clearly describes, okay, what he actually looks like. Okay, he's a dark-skinned man with curly hair. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Since I was a kid, every depiction of Christ was a white dude.
This is when you go into Revelation. Let's take a look at it. Right there. So when you go, so this is what they show you. This right here. But take a look at what the scripture says right here. Well, here on his head was white as snow, his feet was like unto bronze, has been burnt in the furnace. Okay, and they talk about his eyes, you know, the color of his eyes being red because he used to drink a lot of wine. Okay, so he was a dark-skinned man. He was not this. This is an abomination in the scriptures for a man out long hair. Okay.
God wanted Samson to be the here.
Well, Samson, he was he was special. He was one of those judges. So the locks that he had on his hair was basically for him to basically at that time.
If I'm not mistaken, that is a Nazarene vow.
Yes, exactly. That was the reason why he didn't. So that was only for him. But for us, long hair is actually an abomination. That's why we always tell our man, hey, cut your hair, man. Get that dreadlocks off that, like that Rastafarian crap and all that stuff like that. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, okay, from the 12 tribe of Israel, okay, if your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, Jacob had 12 sons, okay? So you have the name of these tribes and the name of the sons. And Judah, okay, is a hair tribe, which is where who the word we call Jesus, actually his name is Yahweh. Yahweh, that's his real name. The ancient Paleo-Hebrew is the language that we use, okay? That's the ancient language. It's the Paleo-Hebrew. So it looks something like yes. So it's a Paleo-Hebrew. It's not that Yiddish language out there in the state of Israel. So in reality, you are actually a biblical Hebrew Israelite. The reason why you call hell is a judgment on all of us concerning Deuteronomy 28. That's why we all have to go into slavery. This is what they used to do to you, called bug breaking, okay, on the ships when they brought us over here. Alligator bait. This is postcards that was being sent. They used to use so-called Negro babies and Latino babies as alligator baits to go catch alligators, okay? This is what they used to do, public hangings. Look at this, look at this. Look at how we are packed in these ships like sardine, okay? These are the food that we're not supposed to eat. No pork, no fish without scales. Okay, you're not supposed to buy your body cigarettes. I saw you smoking a cigarette earlier, but you know it's a learning thing that you're understanding right now. Okay, and it's not coincidence that you came and saw that. The Lord has guided you. Despite the fact he put you in prison, He still loves you. He wants to give you an opportunity to repent. Okay. Well, none of us are going to be perfect.
I know that I have a personal relationship with God through the sacrifice of Christ.
Okay, so
and
keep
all
in mind.
He asks of me is to be sincere and try.
Well,
a righteous man will fall 7 times. But God says that's
that's really speaking about. That's really actually speaking about the elect. Okay, the elect man. So there are men that are chosen by who the word we call Jesus Christ, whose his name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Mashiach. Okay, the Christ, the Redeemer. Who they call the Redeemer. They call him Christ. Okay, but it's Yahweh Shai, the Mashiach. Okay, the Most High, okay, who they call God, his name is Yahweh. Yahweh. He is, he self-exists. So these are two separate beings. There's a Father, there's a Son. They're not the same. God did not come and die on the cross. And you're looking at John 3:16, which is talking about he died for everybody. Forgiveness of sin. All you have to do is just make the sign of the cross and then you say, that's not what you have to put the work in. Okay?
Well, I believe in forgiveness, but I also believe that there's a responsibility on a believer to follow the ways of God.
Okay, so what are the ways?
Well, for starters, Jesus Christ said this. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and your neighbor as yourself. And he told the Hebrew generation at that time, in doing that, that's practically fulfillment of all the law.
That was the case, and that means everybody will be saved because then we all can just go, I love God. Have you ever seen him?
No, but you didn't catch the second part of what I said.
Okay, what did you say?
It says to love God with all your heart and to treat your neighbor as you want to be treated. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's where things
okay,
get
so the neighbor that he's talking about,
people are hard to get along with.
He's talking about the neighbor he's talking about is those that have been drawn to the Mashiach, the brethren. He's talking about the brethren. Contrary to popular belief, he did not come and die for the world. He came for the elect. He came for the elect. He only came for the elect, the certain people. Okay? The rest of these, there's 18 tribes on this earth. Okay? The so-called white people, or the so-called white race, okay, are known as Edomites, okay? You have the tribe of Israel, okay? You have the Chinese that are known as, those are the Moabites. You have the Japanese as Ammonite. The so-called Islamic people, okay, those are Ishmaelites, Okay? You have the so-called Indian people. Those are Elamites. The so-called Africans. Okay? Who have the same dark skin like we do. Okay? Those are Hamites. That's what Obama was. Obama was a Hamite. He's not the first African American. He's not a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? He's a Hamite. Okay? So there's never been a first African American or black man in a White House. Because there's a line, okay, from these people that go from Amalekites, okay, that are elected or selected to go and sit in those seats. Okay? They're from a royal lineage under the Edomites. Okay? And that's exactly what he is. So he's not a so-called black man for that. And he's also a sodomite, which is the reason why when he went in, he did this. His whole entire ministry was focused on pride and having two men together, having two women together, which is scripture, the book of Leviticus. If this country is based on spirituality and God we trust, then they would know it's a sin for two men to get involved in the church.
I believe it says God will judge a man for wearing women's clothes.
Okay. And that's in the scripture also too. A man should not wear. Okay. So why is it that they're pushing these rappers and these celebrities wearing high heels? John Cena, the basketball player, Magic Johnson, all these guys, they all wear panties and high heels, man. They all have to do it. They all wear skirts. They'll make it all about fun. Okay, they turn Michael Jackson into a doggone woman. Okay, he went use a so-called little black boy, but he dies an old pasty old woman. Okay, come on, man. So this is what's going on. The Lord did not send His Son to die for the world. He died. His Son only came for the elect.
I can believe that.
And in the last days before this place is brutally destroyed, okay, the Lord raised up men to go out in the highway and the byway. I am one of thousands of men that are out here set up just like this, okay, speaking live on the camera, okay, to an audience, okay, preaching this gospel. We are warning our people that this devil is here to kill you. This is the reason why he's going after the so-called blacks and Latinos and Native Americans. He did this in 2020, okay, with that doggone fake scandemic, where he said that we were more likely to get, okay, sick and ill. The devil of the Bible is
Donald Trump's father was a member.
Yeah, of course.
People don't know that.
Yeah, well, we know Donald Trump. He's a bona fide racist and he's a hater. Okay, and they do seek to persecute the poor.
This is another thing that I trip out on, bro. Christ, when he walked the earth, over and over again, he said this. And in the book of James, he even used it as the ideology for being a servant of God. Take care of widows and orphans and remember those that are in prison. And I've been in prison, and the reason I believe God said that, and handing glove scripture to that scripture is this.
Well, we're all in prison. This is actually a prison right here. This place that we're in, and this body that we're in is in prison. What if I told you you are not, you in reality you are not your God?
I'm not a God?
Yeah, that you are a God. What if I
I'm
told
a
you
son
are
of God now.
You are a son of God. You are. Okay. But what if I told you? These are gods. Let the man be a god.
Well, you know what? I'm a real simple man, bro. And what you're saying, the reason it registers to me is because my Bible says Christ will come into you, and He's in the Father, and we're in Him, and we're in the Father.
You know why it registers with you? Because you are because you're a biblical Hebrew Israelite, and the Spirit is in you, but you lack knowledge. That's why. That's why the Lord set up men like us to do it.
Can I be real honest with you? The reason since the first time I saw you, I want to ask you a question. I'm not real smart, bro. I read the Bible, but I know I'm not real smart. That's why I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, the knowledge isn't about like intelligence and nothing like that. The lack of knowledge of the Scriptures. It has nothing to do with intelligence. You're very intelligent. Okay, like I told you, you're a God. Okay. You're one of the chosen people on this tribe. So you're one of the chosen people.
I believe I'm chosen. Yes,
okay,
sir.
you are a son of the Most High. Okay, okay, you're king. You're above all these. You're above any white man or any white woman, any Indian man, any Chinese man like that. You're above that. So the fact that the Lord put you in prison and He humbled your spirit, and you're seeking, you're looking for that knowledge. That's all it is right there. That's why we're set up to teach our people, because I was in the world. Same way too. Man, what the hell do you know chasing? Bullshit, man. I spent most of my life chasing bullshit. Most of my life, all the brothers, the elders.
I chased it and found it, bro.
Yeah, the elders, the apostles, everybody, our leaders, we all were in the world. Some of us were professional fighters, some of us were CEOs, all kinds of stuff. Okay?
I used to be so full of hatred, bro.
Yeah,
and I mean, this is pathetic, and I'm even embarrassed to tell you, bro. But there was a period in my life, nothing would make me happy. The only thing that would bring a smile to my face if I saw something bad happen to somebody good. How messed up is that, bro? That was when I would say, you know what? That's
because
the type
you're not, because you're in bondage, man. In this place here, in this place, everything is against you. Okay, these are curses pursuant to Deuteronomy 28. Okay, in fact, let me read something here for you, and you go. Damn, that is us. I tell you, when I got awakened, because this is the awakening that we got, I was like, that made sense. I can put my hand on it. It says, okay, it says, this is Deuteronomy 28. It says, "Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thou be in the basket and thy store. Cursed shall be thy fruit in the body and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind." Okay, and I'm going to jump up. It says, "The Lord Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation." Vexation is that constant thinking. You constantly vex at everything. Like, why me, man? Brother. You know, you constantly vex. Like, why me? Okay? Cursing, vexation, and rebuke. In all thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. We were the Hebrew Israelite that came out of Egypt. That was us. You walked out of Egypt. Okay? You walked out of Egypt. This is not the first time you went into captivity. This is the last time you went into captivity. Okay? You walked out of Egypt. As hard as that might be hard for you to believe. So we were wicked. Because each time the Lord Yahweh shall save us, we would turn around and just do wickedness and then burn an offering. Okay? Because please, so that didn't work anymore. He was not accepting that anymore. So that's the reason why he sent his son. His son had to come, okay, and be the ultimate offering for us. Because we can't keep the commandment. We can't do it. That's the atonement of sin for us, was because only his son could atone for our sin.
Without blemish or fault, man. Perfect.
Okay? We can't do it. None of us can do it. None of us can please the Most High. So he had to send his son.
I believe that's why Christ, he girds his loins to wash the disciples' feet, and the apostle Peter
and that's to show humility, because as brothers, we need to be able to do that for each other. Not sit in a high position and go, I'm exalting myself over you. So do you know why Latinos and so-called blacks look at each other with hatred? That's a curse.
I can give you
That's a curse on it. You probably saw this in prison. That is a doggone curse. That is one of the curse on inside. One of the curse on us. Let me bring that up to you.
When I was telling you about Jesus saying to look out for orphans, widows, and those in prison, hand in glove with that, God says, vengeance is mine. And you know what? I really believe that God has that rule, because he knows men. I told my brother's a preacher. When I was locked up, I told him, and I said, you know what? God's justice is just, but he knows man's justice is unjust. He says, and that's why the penitentiaries are the way they are. If someone gets out of the penitentiary, the first thing society says is, oh, they should have locked him up more. They always want to punish you more than what you deserve. And God's judgment, the penalty fits the crime.
Well, yeah, I mean,
dude, you have guys in the penitentiary that never did a fighting crime. They're in there for not paying child support. But you know what? Every waking moment in there, they gotta sleep with one eye open. They gotta be checking on their back. They'll get killed, raped, and what else, man? You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that's just. They could separate all those people, but they don't. They put you in there.
Well, let's talk about who our perish being innocent. Now, none of us are innocent.
Oh, so no, I'm not saying.
Even if you stab your toe, that's a judgment. The Lord
Self-mutilation is a sign of demonic possession.
The Lord is actually judging us on a daily basis. Okay?
I mean, a lot of demoniacs in the penitentiary, bro.
And it's out here too. We saw. What did we see? What did we see here? So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes should be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall have, which he shall leave. So, him leave. Okay, you have the Latino woman, she hates the Latino man. The black woman hates the so-called black woman hates the black man. The Latino man hates the so-called black man. The so-called black man hates the Latino man. Okay, what all over the place like that. So, the only time that we're gonna come together, okay, is when the Mashiach returns, okay, and bring us together in the heavenly kingdom, which is going to be a kingdom here on earth. But first, this kingdom here has to go. This kingdom has to be destroyed.
We're going to burn up, man.
It's going to be burned. It's going to be burned the hell up. Okay, so the brothering of the brotherly love is among the elect. We are the only ones that's going to understand, okay, that what's going on. When I see DHS and I see ICE grabbing up Latinos, you think I'm looking and going, oh, that they deserve that. Look at the hell we caught back in the 60s and all of this and all that stuff. No, we bring on the gospel and we speak against that. Because that's our brothers and sisters out there that are doing that. They're a part of the 12 tribe. But you take a look at the 12 tribe right there, what you see, what is you said your heritage is Mexicans by your father. Okay, and the lineage go to your father, not your mother. Okay, this place have a queen of heaven spirit on it where they worship the woman. In reality, that's why this place is referred to, okay, as she. So now when you come here, okay, take a look at this. When you come here, Judah, so-called Negroes, you have two kingdoms. Israel is divided into two kingdoms, northern and southern kingdom. So the dark members of the tribe, the darker skin, okay, your Judites, Negroes, hair tribe, they tend to be much more athletic than everybody. This is where who you call Jesus, he comes from the tribe of Judah. Benjamins, okay, the West Indians, the Jamaicans and all of that. And Levi, the Haitians, the priests. Then you go into the Israelites. What you are is an Israelite. Me, I am a Jew. I am the true Jew. Okay, you're an Israelite. All of us are Israelites. Okay. Simeon, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, and the Zebulons. When you go down here, Issachar, Mexicans. Okay. You know what the symbol of the Issacharites are? The Mexicans are? The donkey in the scripture. The mule or the mule or the mule. Okay. And isn't it weird? In Mexico, they like to ride around with the mule, drop the mule over there, and it symbolizes what? Hard work. Without Issachar in this country, it will fall apart in one day. Do you know what's going on right now with the construction business and maintenance business right now? Since ICE been picking up the Latinos and the Hispanics, people, the so-called white people who voted for MAGA are now regretting it because now they realize, wait a minute, where can I find somebody to work for chump change?
Got that right.
Where can I find somebody who will bust their ass 20 hours a day, don't complain, show up 7 days a week, no vacation, no health benefits, nothing to make my white ass rich? Where can I find that? Because you sure as hell ain't gonna get a white man to do it. Okay? They ain't gonna do it. They sure as hell ain't gonna do it. Okay? They're too proud to work in the dirt and stuff like that. This place was built on the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. They didn't build a damn thing. And then the Orientals that came over here, they benefited from it.
Orientals were enslaved to build the railroad.
Well, they brought them over here to build the railroads and stuff like that. But they're not the slaves because they're not the true people. We don't come out here for the Orientals or those people. We only come out here for our people. I don't care about the Orientals or the rest of those people. All I care about is the Hebrew Israelites. If you're a Latino, Hispanic, or so-called blacks, your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're a Hebrew Israelite. That's what we come out here to preach you. That's what we come out here to warn. I have no reason to warn the white man. He has no fear. A so-called white man can walk in any of our neighborhoods around here, the roughest neighborhood, and nobody will lay a finger on him. But if I go down to east, to West El Paso, down certain parts of downtown, hey, I say, what are you doing down here, boy? I say, I'm ready to be killed. See, that's a curse on us. We're ready to kill each other. But we know none of our hardcore boys would raise a finger towards a doggone so-called white man. They wouldn't raise a finger. They act like little bitches when they get caught by a doggone white man. The bony-ass white man could come here, oh, please, sir. But you look at each other.
You just blew my mind, bro.
You look at each other with hatred. Every time I look in the newspaper, it's a doggone Latino friggin' killing another Latino. For
Texas,
what?
Bro. We got shot callers in the penitentiary. They're medals of the big games, right?
Yeah.
And it's Aryan Brotherhood, the guerrilla gangland out of Houston, Aztecas, and then the biker groups hold their own too, the bandidos. My uncle's in the bandidos. But the thing is, man, the white gangs, they're afraid of the Mexicans and blacks, bro. But the reason they can hold their own is because they have the guards in their pocket.
Exactly.
They got the money, man.
They got the money.
Yeah.
So they got that privilege and all that stuff. Plus,
hey.
also, our people are very divided when it comes to anything like that. And of
Can I
course,
tell you something
yeah.
about blacks and Mexicans that I've lived?
Yeah.
When it's about going to war, like with the Aryan Brotherhood, the black gangs and the Mexican gangs get junto, and the Aryan Brotherhood, man, they go running like little babies to the guards, bro.
Exactly.
They get all of them get put in protective custody.
And that's the reason why, that's the greatest fear of them is the fact that we're going to come together. Now, it's going to happen, but in the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to happen in this time. The only ones that are going to come together are the 130 elect. The Lord said he's actually going to kill 2/3 of our people. He's going to kill 2/3 of our people. It's either you're going to be put in the penitentiary, you're going to be shot down in the streets, okay? Because right now, they're acting nice right now, okay? But when
I can't believe what I see on TV.
But
with
they're
these
about to turn this up, okay? And what they've been trying to do is they've been trying to agitate our people. That's the reason why they did the George Floyd thing. They've been trying to get so-called black people to try to get up and rise up. That didn't work. Our people are very passive, okay? They try to agitate the Latino and the Hispanics. That is not working. So guess who now they're agitating? The so-called white people, the poor white people, okay? The poor white people are trying to agitate. Now, unlike so-called Mexicans and blacks, we are naturally righteous people. We have compassion, we have love. Even though you might do shit, we do shit. Come on, we do shit, right? But we are the righteous. The Edomites, or the so-called white people, they are the sons of the wicked. Okay, you have three types of men. Okay, three types of men. You have the sons of God, which is the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, the sons of men, which are the other tribes. I might call you the different tribes. Okay, and then you have the son of the devil, or the son of the wicked, which are the Edomites. Okay, those so-called white people are not going to take the shit the way we do. Go let one of these ICE agents kill or slump down a so-called white child or whatever cases, or start killing them or start doing to them what they done to us. You see just how fast that will end, because these white people are gonna grab their guns and they're gonna freaking kill. They are blessed with the sword. They don't take the shit. They don't have the tolerance like us. They are not going to go work 3-4 jobs or go pick up shit off the sidewalk for a living. They'd rather either go and smoke fentanyl until they doggone pass the hell out or whatever the case is like that, okay? And then somebody walk by and drop some food off to them. So this is what they're doing right now, is they're trying to create a civil war and they're trying to create a race war. They're trying to get it going because the elites need to have this to happen. These people here, these pedophiles right here, okay?
This dude was doing, he's short eyes, bro. He has sex with little girls, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're doing all kinds of things, man. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So these are some really wicked people.
Appreciate your word, bro.
Okay, I'm out here every Sunday. If you get here, I'm out here on Sundays. You see, you're out here too. So always stop by. We have like some Christian, bring out the scriptures and we go from there. We do stuff for like 5 minutes. But it's a learning. Keep in mind, it's a learning process. You're not gonna know it in one session.
You know what, bro? I got out of prison in 2014. This is the longest I've gone without being incarcerated again.
Yeah.
God has helped me a lot, but I have a burden for me in prison and for my family, bro, my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah.
Because I talk to them, but everything with them is on the computer.
Yeah.
And they say the Bible's just a book. I said, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
a living word. I said,
It's
a book like this. This is life and death. It's a book of life or a book of death, man.
Yep.
Cursing or blessing.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man, you're strong in the word, bro. I respect that, bro.
Shalom to you. So Lord willing, so you see there, so Lord willing, the elect is edified, of course, like the Lord, unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Shalom.